Where in Kaduna is that farm? Don't ask me. It is in Kaduna. Anyway, let's more leave about Kaduna. Earlier this afternoon, we had the brunch time of Mayegun's Diary Political, where the rider for it was that the Northern Nigeria won't vote for PeterObi. No, we will tell the Northerners not to vote for PeterObi because he came here to tell you that he came here to brag about inviting Sabmila. No, he didn't put it. Brewery. Inviting Brewery to Anambra. So we'll tell Northerners that they shouldn't vote for PeterObi because we don't want a president that will be importing alcohol to Nigeria. Allahu Akbar. There's something my late great grandma used to say when she was alive. Very simple sentence. She would tell me and say, man, God is so patient. Oh, I was so young, I didn't really understood then. But as I become older, I understand better. That sometimes when you look at the actions of some what do you call them? Some of these characters, then you just be like, to be like God, nisuru gone. For characters who are very bold to go and tell their people that what is that? That call druggie that renegotiated jail. Baba, you know, the God get patience gone. Rogues that shouted Allahu Akbar. We call who himself shouted Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. You remember?
Alhamdulillah, 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 Alhamdulillah,
Tifnumbu zone Alhamdulillah Rabbi Amin. No be Saudi Arabia. Oh no. God knows from where it could be that of the Guinea. But did you hear the voice of that far behind? His own Alhamdulillah is that fast. Alhamdulillah is God base. It's God tenor. You get? Because the stronger you say your Alhamdulillah, there's a chance that will be the size of your own your gift. Now, druggy they shout Alhamdulillah. Call you. Heroin trafficker that forfeited $460,000 to the American government to avoid jail. Then somebody will say, in the name of Allah, person where they import alcohol to Nigeria is dangerous. That person where they import drug and his own fellow druggie running things right now. That God is patient. Very patient. He will look at us and just say, yeah, I'm talking about godly people now. I'm talking like the godly people now. You agree with me? You say, man, it's true, my ego. My other abokis will tell you that Benny, there's no God, Baba, psycho, this it's not for you. Let me face the other audience. They will agree with me. My God is so merciful. He's so generous. And he will look at his own creation that are fooling around and say, they create our fools, man. You know? We will tell them in the north that they cannot vote for somebody who is going to bring alcohol. We are comfortable with the ones who are enabling terrorists, drug dealers, pickpockets, money launderers, human traffickers, treasury looters, career criminals. In the name of Allah, that can be right. Alhaji Wahab won't agree. láyé máyégún, let me tell you, jẹ́ kí n sọ fún ẹ, jẹ́ sọ kíní kan fún ẹ, ṣìríkì ní gbogbo ẹ̀. That means this all just deceit in the name of Allah. And I think that's what these guys also felt like. Responding, I think he's obedient.
You see, sometimes to be a good man is even a bad thing. Sometimes for you to be a good man is not even good. You see, I keep on asking a question: why the hatred on PeterObi? Why do people in the political space hate PeterObi so much that you see them coming on national television and they are showing their hatred for the man? You know, sometimes when some people from the north come out and say some certain things, it's not, you will think that everybody in the north don't have sense. You don't know that it's some few people that just come out and open their mouth to just say what they feel like, and everybody will just generalize it and say the northern people are like that. We are not like that. As a matter of fact, the northerners are one of the most welcoming people in the planet Earth. They are the people you can live with and you will love them because they are welcoming. Forget about the security situation that just happened. It's because of poverty. That is why the north is being used by the political and the vipers and the vampires as a playground for insecurity. Because if not, how can somebody like this man, as fine as you are, look at how you are looking very handsome, and you come on national TV, as educated as you are, you come out on national TV to say that you cannot vote for a president that will allow the importation of alcohol in the north. Do you think that it's today that alcohol is entering the north? Before you were born, alcohol has been in the north. It has been in the north, and you cannot even stop as long as Nigeria is concerned. The Kaduna state government have done Isba and all these things, but they still go in. You say that you don't want a president that will allow the importation of alcohol in the north, but the same man that get money from the sale of an importation of alcohol carries the money and go to where there is challenges in the north, and he gives them this money and they collect the money. So why did you not tell him not to take money to the north to go and help the poor masses in the north? You see, I don't know why some people just come on national TV to just embarrass themselves on national TV. Before you go to the television to talk about somebody, you have to educate yourself. You have to sit down and tell yourself that, am I going there to disgrace my family, or am I going there to make sense? There is no perfect human being in this earth. There is, even the current president is not a perfect person. You see,
Drug dealer. Please, let's be very, very honest in our share you get now, because we don't know who is watching. So there's nothing like he's not a perfect. No. He was a drug dealer. Once a drug dealer, you're likely going to be the don. You don't have to run drugs or have you, but you can use your position to clear ways for your boys, which is mostly what they are doing. I'm looking for that. I'm waiting for that already. Just want all of you to come back here and say, Mayegun, you said it to like say I be pastor or I be seer. I'm looking for that day when you're breaking news. Nigeria private jet has been seized in Malaysia. Why? Because they found 11 briefcases of heroin, drug, and cocaine and others. No, the presidential jet. It's over. Whatever Pablo Escobar couldn't do in Colombia. Sorry, Pablo Escobar couldn't do in Colombia. His brother Pablo Escobar is successfully executing it in Nigeria. I'm looking for that day. Nobody said they wish you anything, no, but they can still be very much like smart until they are not. You know? But here is what Transistor Radio Senator, that's Sheu Sani, had to say about it, because they are kind of like trying to tell their people that don't listen to everyone telling you to hate on Tifnumbu. Our problem is our own problem. It wasn't caused by Tifnumbu. And this guy has been waiting for his own appointment. They said they won't make him ambassador. So if they take 2 years, 2.5 years, prepare madness of 4 years, when the person will enter market right now. So Baba made video to tell the North to leave Tifnumbu alone. I hope Tifnumbu announces ambassadorial appointment soon. This guy don't try. You remember him? Sani?
Yes, most of these people talking about not this, not that, northern Nigeria this, northern Nigeria that. These were people who had the opportunity to transform northern Nigeria. They failed. They failed in the areas of education, they failed in the areas of health, they failed in the areas of infrastructure, they failed in the areas of security. Most of these people were in power as ministers, as governors, as people holding positions in department and agencies of the federal government. They couldn't address the problem of poverty in the north. They couldn't address the problem of illiteracy in the north. They couldn't address the problems of destitution in the northern part of Nigeria. They had the whole opportunity, the resources to do that, and they failed. Their opposition and criticisms of this administration is not born out of the love for northern Nigeria. It's not born out of the love for the Talakawa in northern Nigeria. It's not born out of the desire and interest of the masses of this region. Because if they truly love the North, they could have addressed its challenges. The North is a victim of their failure of governance. Northerners were the result, the poor people in the North were the outcome of their disastrous outing when in power. They had all the time to transform northern Nigeria. But what have they done? None. Let us not forget, many of them who held position of authority and power never even identified with the North when they were on the seat, but only with their own position. When the last head of state, may the Lord bless his soul, was in power, they occupied strategic position, which was an opportunity to transform northern Nigeria. They failed. Now they are inciting people in the north and cramming themselves in the so-called coalition when all their anger was simply about their own personal interests. They have been in power for so long that they can't live without power. They were slave owners. They were the architects and authors of the poverty and destitution you see in this northern part of Nigeria. So people shouldn't waste their time listening to them. And for those of us in Kaduna State, we came from the history of their failure and destruction and divisiveness. And we will not allow ourselves to go back to that level. And we are waiting for them when the time comes.
Don't get me wrong. I wanted to play that clip. That ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí, ọ̀ ń ṣeré ni àbọ̀ ń sí èrè. Then I was like, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's just that he himself is also protecting the fact that he was kicked out of power too. And he was denied all of that benefit. The guy that did that to him has now been played by the person that succeeded Bokuwari, that's a Tifnumbu. So Erufaya that denied Sheu his own feeding bottle for 4 years is now on the other side, the table has turned. Sheu is now with Kolu, waiting for his own ambassadorial appointments and calling out El Rufaya has been desperate because he's out of power. He can't even stay out of power for 4 years. So share you guys. So it didn't lie. They all had the opportunity to make northern Nigeria safer or better, but they did a very, very terrible job. A job where rather than bring development, they brought terrorism. Rather than bring orderliness, they glorified and legalized corruption. So impunity, nepotism, and all those fancy words of negativity that you can find in the political lexicon, right? You can fix them into it, all of them, one by one. Yeah? So he's not wrong, okay? But at the same time, don't be deceived. All of that is service to say, well, if our people suffered and still suffering because of what you guys' selfishness did, well, they should let them continue to suffer. Because we understand that whatever they are going through under Tifnumbu, share you get now, cannot be worse than what they have been through under Bokuwari. So therefore, let them suffer it. They can't punish Tifnumbu for that. Because punishing Tifnumbu means he himself won't get his appointment. And if he doesn't get his appointment, what do you think will happen? Sorry, Facebook has stopped the broadcast, so we are just now left on YouTube. So we'll just stay here. So talking about political place and offices and all that, Sule Lamido was with, he was on Arise News, and they were talking about the situation, the development of in PDP, as well as the coalition and all that. So Wike's name popped up because Wike just granted what he called a media chat. A media chat where he lambasted PDP, even though he said their problem is like over for now. Okay. So Lamido said, whatever has a beginning must always have an end. Wike's usefulness is coming to an end. He is a career politician himself, and he can tell you very much that the reason why Tifnumbu gave Wike this so much chance and this kind of like power, it's not because Wike is anything special. It is simply because for what it is right now in the south, they call it Niger Delta part, they need Wike to finalize Tifnumbu's planned capture of the place. And once that is done, it would have no use for him anymore. Lamido.
Member of the PDP as today has thrown his weight behind Tinubu for the 2027 election, but he's still in PDP. How do you come to terms with that? He's in the opposition, he's thrown his weight behind the incumbent who is in APC.
I try avoiding discussing personalities because when you begin to discuss personalities, then you are narrowing the issue and you are getting the whole issue diminished. I've been saying Tinubu will look for somebody who will help him in his own political interest. And they are very, very willing mercenaries who are willing to be rewarded and hired. Remove the office Wike is holding today. He will be like me, an ordinary person. So his entire weight and the rhetorics and whatever I say, is because he's got the office which, gives that kind of flair, visibility, and authority. Simple. Remove him from that office. He'll be like me. So please, leave Wike alone. Look, I think Wike days are numbered because the purpose of picking Wike was for him to make sure that Tinubu became something in the South. And today, by Tinubu's personal, maybe personal manipulation and personal coercion, he has been able to win over Akwa Ibom. He has been able to win over Edo. He has been able to win over Delta. And of course, Wike therefore in river. So you see, this area in the south was purely scaled by Tinubu's personal effort, not through Wike. Earlier on, Wike might have been relevant, but then by the time Tinubu is able to secure the south in his own basket, Wike will become irrelevant, and he'll remove him. I'm telling you that he will remove him because he held him for a purpose. He's appointed Wike for a purpose, giving him the office for a purpose, and by the time the purpose is no more, that's